Hello, how you guys doing today? Today I want to talk about the importance of getting your agreement in writing before you actually pay a debt collection agent. My name is Jay and welcome to Ask a Debt Collector. I've been in the debt collection business for over 15 years. I've worked in all aspects of debt collections. From where I started as a legal verifier, where basically all I would do was verify place of employment, as well as if someone owned any assets like a home. And if I found that information, I would send it straight to the collector and they would basically sue on the accounts. From there, I went to a skip tracer. Basically, there, all I did was skip trace information and found numbers and so forth to get in contact with consumers to obviously get them to pay their debt. From there, I worked as a debt collector where I actually did the collecting, where I did the calling and so forth. I worked in management where I had a team of over 20 people under me where I coached them on collecting, debt collecting and all of the nuances concerning that, as well as I've been an owner of a debt collection agency. Now, over the course of my life, for friends and family, I've been the go-to guy to answer questions with regards to debt and credit. I've cleaned credit for so many of my friends and family and answered so many questions concerning that stuff, and now I want to do it for you. So, if you have any questions about debt, like when's the best time to call a debt collection agency and negotiate a debt, all the way down to verifying a debt collection agency, figuring out if they're a real collection agency or not, I am here to help you with that. Like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. If you have any questions directly yourself, put them down in the comments and I promise you I will answer those questions for you. Let's go. First of all, before I go into that, I want to thank you guys all for listening and watching my videos. Be sure to like and subscribe, and as well share with your friends and family if you see there's any value that can actually help. If it helped you, share that information. Now, getting it in writing before you actually pay a debt collection agency. The reason why this is so important is simple. Because let's say we'll stick to the Capital One credit card. You owe $3,000. The company finally agrees because you listened to the other two videos. You knew how to negotiate in one of the other videos, and you knew when the best time to call and negotiate, which is another video, and I'll try and link those into the description. And so now you get an agreement for $1,500 to settle out the account. Before actually paying, whether you give a check by phone, a credit card by phone, or you mail your payment in, whatever your agreement is, you need to get it in writing. And the reason why is this: if you settled your account for $1,500, they don't send you nothing in writing. You make the payment. Technically, they can say, oh, we just applied it towards the balance. You still owe the remaining $1,500. So before you pay, have them email you or fax you an actual paid in full letter. On that paid in full letter should have their company letterhead. It should have the original creditor, which is Capital One in this case, the amount that it's stating that you owe, the original account number. Make sure the original account number is on there and it matches up and correlates with the original account number that you have, as well as the agreement of, let's say you were going to pay $1,500 today. You get that in writing showing that. Once you get that in writing, make a copy of it and file it and put it aside. Then you're safe to actually make the payment. Now, there have been cases, I've been in this business for over 15 years. There have been cases where I've talked to a consumer and they say, hey, I already paid the account. They actually call the other collection agency. They don't have proof that they actually paid the account, or they end up having to pay it twice because the company went out of business. This is why it's so important to get an agreement letter before you settle out an account. Plus, there's no discrepancies. You can actually show, hey, I agreed to pay on this specified day. Here's the transaction coming out of my account where I actually paid them on this specific date. Now, if a company refuses to give you a paid in full letter, do not pay them. The reason why is because a lot of times accounts are purchased and sold in bulk. There's a possibility that Yes, in this business, like anything else, you have people who are crooks. You have collectors and collection agencies that are crooks, and they no longer may not have the account. They may have sold it a year or 2 years ago. But when you went trying to find out the account, the last place that they came was that collection agency. So you call them up. You obviously get a settlement arrangement. You want it in writing. They say they don't want to give it to you. Again, do not pay them. The reason why is a lot of times they're not authorized to do so. If a company's not willing to give you something in writing stating, what you guys agreed upon, then that's a red flag. I wouldn't pay them. I don't care what threat or what thing that they try and say on the phone. If they can't give you something in writing for that settlement agreement that you agree upon before you actually pay, do not deal with that company. Do not pay them. Now, another thing that has to happen with regards to your agreement letter is obviously you have an agreement letter, which is an arrangement letter showing what it is that you agree to pay upon, whether it's a monthly payment, some type of discount off of the debt, in a one-time payment, or you may even split that up in a couple of payments. Make sure you make sure you follow the agreement that you actually receive from them. You don't pay it a day later, or you don't come up later with regards to your payments unless you contact them and then you set a rearrangement and you get that in writing. But most importantly, after you actually get that arrangement letter, once you fulfill your agreement with that debt collection agency, it's important you get a paid in full letter or a letter showing you did what it was that you stated to close the account out. Now, without that paid in full letter, typically companies are going to make you wait 30 days. Why? Because obviously in the debt collection world, there are a lot of consumers out there that know if they pay with a credit card or whatnot, you have a certain amount of time to dispute the validity of that debt or that transaction. You can get your paid in full letter and then turn around and get your money back. So most companies are going to make you wait 30 days before you get a paid in full letter. Follow up with them because most companies aren't going to remember to send that letter out to you. So you have to follow up with them, get that paid in full letter. Now, with that agreement letter that you originally got, the paid in full letter, make copies of that, put it in a file and keep it. I recommend that you keep it for about 5 to 7 years. The only reason why is because, like I stated before, accounts are purchased and sold in bulk. Sometimes an account that you actually paid that went to collections may go to another collection agency, down the road. And if a collection agency contacts you stating that you owe on the same account that you've already paid, you have the paperwork to show that if it's already been taken care of, you send it to that collection agency, they should close the account out and it should be taken care of in full at that time spent. That's all that I have for today with regards to getting a settlement letter as well as getting a paid in full letter. If you have any questions, leave questions in the comments. I definitely will go there and I will answer those questions. You guys be great, and I'm so grateful for you guys that do listen to this. Share it again with your friends and family, like the video, and you guys have a wonderful day. Again, be great.